kids, I'm Fancy Nancy, and I'm going to tell you about the Posh Pup. Now this Posh Pup is a papillon. In French, that means butterfly. I really want a papillon, but my parents say no. I thought we should puppy sit Jewel, our neighbor's dog. Jewel is very posh. That's a fancy word for fancy. When we puppy sit, it all goes wrong. I was trying to convince my parents, but now they want a golden retriever. If you want to know more, look at Fancy Nancy and the Posh Pup by Jane O'Connor. Bye now.
Hi everyone, my name is Mouse, and today I'm going to be telling you about a book I'm in. It's called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, and I Like It a Lot. In my book, I do lots of crazy things. I eat a ton of cookies, and I even break into my family's cleaning closet. My friend is Austin, my book. He's like my partner in crime and helps me do some of the crazy things I do. If you want to hear more about some of the things I do, you can check out my book. It's in the library. I'm going to read a little bit from it. When he's finished giving himself a trim, he'll want a broom to sweep up. He'll start sweeping. He might get carried away and sweep every room in the house. By the way, my book was written by Laura Joff Numeroff. If you want to read it, it's in the library. Bye.
Hello, my name is Sam, and today I'll be telling you about the book Green Eggs and Ham. Who's ever heard of that? Good. If anyone hasn't heard of it, my name's Sam, and I'm a guy who likes green eggs and ham. Now my friend, I'm going to get him to try green eggs and ham, but he just won't. So, we go on this crazy adventure, and I'm going to read you a couple of pages from this book to tell you what he does. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. This book was written by Dr. Seuss. I hope if anyone hasn't read this, they enjoy reading this. Bye.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Grandpa. How are you today? Good. Good. So I'm here to tell you about my favorite book. Can anyone guess? Anyone? Can't. Well, it's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Does everyone see this plate on my head? Yes. Well, this is how the people in this book catch their food. So I'm going to tell you about the book. Here is a land called Chew and Swallow. Almost everything was normal except there were no food at stores. All the food fell from the sky, 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It rained stuff like mashed potatoes and peas, but at one time there was a big storm. The food got larger and larger. Now, after hearing that, who would like to read this book? Well, you should read it and find out the ending. Judy Barrett wrote this book, and you can find it in the VAs in the Easy Fiction section in our library.
Hello, boys and girls. My name is Pinkalicious. I bet you've heard of me before. Has anyone heard of me?
Yes.
Well, today I'm going to talk to you about my book called Purplicious. It's written by Victoria Cannon. No one liked my pink outfits. Well, I figured it out. Do you know what happened to me? I had the blues, Daddy said that night when I wouldn't play ping pong with him. What does it mean when you have the blues, I asked. It means that you feel sad. Why do you feel sad? No one will play with me because I like the color pink. All the girls like the color black now, and I don't. Are you sure all the girls like black? Maybe there are other kids who like pink. Everyone hates pink. You don't know anything. I screamed, running to my room. Do you know what will happen to the pink? Well, one day I went to school wearing pink. I drew a pink picture, but all the girls said that pink was for babies. So I had the blues. Then suddenly I met this girl who drew a blue cake. She needed pink. Then it wasn't just purple. It was Purplicious. If you want to know what happened to Pinkalicious, read the book and you'll find out. kids. Today I'm going to tell you a story. Once there was a boy named Max. One day he put on his wolf suit and was very mischievous. That night he got in trouble and was sent to his room without supper. Suddenly, trees, bushes, and vines grew all around him. They grew so much that he wasn't even in his room anymore. His room had turned into a jungle. He walked toward the edge of the jungle and found a private boat waiting for him. He climbed in and sailed for more than a year. When he finally got to another island, he found the wild things. They roared and showed their claws and sharp teeth, but Max tamed them all by looking into their big yellow eyes. They all loved him and made him their king. They had a big celebration, but that night, Max felt lonely and hungry. Then he smelled the most delicious food, so he gave up being king. But the wild things cried, "No, we love you and don't want you to go." And they roared and showed their claws and sharp teeth. What should he do? Should he go back or stay and be king of all the wild things? Find out more by reading Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak.
Hello kids, I'm here to tell you about the book, The Perfect Pumpkin Pie, written by Denise Cassette. One Halloween night, old man Wilkerson ate some pie his wife made and died. The same night, Mrs. Wilkerson buried Mr. Wilkerson and was never seen again. One Halloween night, months after Jack and his grandmother moved in, Mr. Wilkerson rose from the dead wanting the perfect pumpkin pie, a pie that was round and brown as toast, or will haunt the house of hungry, hungry ghosts. There, said Jack. See it? Grandma looked out the window. Just a wisp of fog, she said. It looks like a ghost, said Jack. Now it's in the apple orchard. Grandma took her pie off the windowsill and closed the window. I think everyone loves a good pumpkin pie, she said. It's coming this way, cried Jack. Listen. The porch steps creaked. The screen door banged and an icy wind filled the kitchen. It is a ghost, Jack gasped. Pumpkins, pumpkins, pumpkin pie. I must have one before I die. It must be round and brown as toast, or I'll haunt this house a hungry, hungry ghost. It must be perfect or a ghost I'll stay and never ever go away. To find out what happens at the end of the book, read the Perfect Pumpkin Pie.
Hello kids, my story is about me, and I like to have fun in a pool. I am very tall, I can jump 2 stories tall. I want to get in a zoo, but I can't. What can I do? Hi, my name is Spot, and you can see I'm a kangaroo. The title of my story is Put Me in the Zoo. The author's name is Robert Lobster. Also, this book is fiction, and its level is 1.4. And now I'm going to read you guys a little bit of my story. I'll go into the zoo. I want to see it. Yes, I do. I would like to live this way. This is where I want to stay. Will you keep me in the zoo? I want to stay here with you. What will come next? The world may never know. To find out more, read Put Me in the Zoo by Robert Lobster.
Hi guys, my name is Pete the cat.
And this is my book. I have the best shoes in the world. I made a song about them too. I love my shoes, I love them, I love them, I love them. I stepped in strawberries a little while ago. My shoes turned red. I love my red shoes. What's better than red shoes? Did you know a little while ago I stepped in blueberries? My shoes turned blue and matched my fur. My fur is blue. To see what happens, read Pete the Cat. It's by Eric Litwin. Hello, boys and girls. Have you had a good day? Yes! Well, today we are going to talk about the book, The Very Busy Spider. This book is about a spider that gets blown into a fence at a farmhouse. And then guess what he does next?
he starts spinning a web. But then some of the farm animals want the very busy spider to come and play games. One by one they ask him, but guess what? The spider doesn't answer. He ignores every one of them. You can tell that he doesn't want to be disturbed at all. The main character in this book, as you can probably tell, is the spider, me. The book, I think, is very, very funny and entertaining. It is a very great book. If you want to know more about this book and the ending, read The Very Busy Spider by Eric Carle.
Hey kids, my name is Cat in the Hat. Now, before we get started, who likes to read? Raise your hand. Great, many of you do. Today I'm going to tell you about a book called Cat in the Hat. It's by a man named Dr. Seuss. The book is about two bored kids who met a very funny cat wearing a hat. Let me tell you a little of it. One day, two kids are in their house waiting for their mom to come back home. They're very, very bored. But something comes bursting through their door. A cat. He says, "Hello kids, I'm Cat in the Hat. I'll make those frowns turn upside down." "No, no, no," the children's fish says. "Your mother will be home any minute." The Cat in the Hat brings out games, instruments, and stuff the kids didn't even know what it was. And sure enough, their frowns did turn upside down. Now kids, if you like that, raise your hand. Great. Now if you want to read the rest, that book is in our library, so you can check it out if you want. Well, thank you kids for listening. Bye now.
Hey boys and girls, I have a secret about this amazing book called Ladybug Girl, and I'm going to tell you about it. The book is called Ladybug Girl, of course, that's me. It is by David Soman, and he is so cool. You know his amazing idea? He's the one who invented me. This book is about me. I call myself Ladybug Girl. My brother is not the nicest person on earth, and that's not a good thing. He is mean to me, and he will not let me play baseball with him and his friends. He thinks I'm too little. So I just, me, by myself, go outside and discover that I'm not so little. I am big and brave. So I go and jump over the scariest lake, walk over the biggest log, and become really big. I'm going to read you my favorite pages from my book. When I hear Mama calling, she swings down and says, "Come on, Bingo, let's go inside and tell Mama and Papa about our morning." Feeling as big as the whole outdoors, Lulu stretches out her arms and flies down the hill with her wings bobbing behind her. Go check out my book. You will love it. Thanks for listening.
Hi, Franklin here, and today I'll be talking about my book,
Miss Coram,
Franklin and the Tooth Fairy by Paulette Burjoyce.
is Miss Coram's class still in there?
No.
Thank you.
In this book, me, Franklin the Turtle, gets a little jealous when Bear loses a tooth. He asks his parents why he hasn't lost a tooth yet and find out he doesn't have any. What does he do? To find out, read the book, Franklin and the Tooth Fairy. So, when Bear loses a tooth, what do his friends say about it, especially Franklin, who gets a little jealous? I'll read from the book. All the way to school, Franklin wondered why Bear wanted to keep his old tooth, especially with getting a brand new big one soon. Now that was exciting. "Why do you want to keep your old tooth?" said Franklin. "Won't you get a big one soon?" All his friends looked at him in amazement. "Don't you know about the Tooth Fairy?" said Fox. Franklin shook his head. "At night, before you go to sleep, you put the tooth under your pillow, and the Tooth Fairy comes and takes it away." "But that's stealing," said Franklin. "Besides, what does the Tooth Fairy want with all those teeth?" There was a long pause. Bear scratched his head. Fox wished his tail, and Rabbit twitched. I don't know, said Bear, but she always leaves something behind. One of her own teeth? Asked Franklin. Everybody laughs. Franklin wondered what kind of present the Tooth Fairy would leave.
Thursday. Dear First Grade Journal, Mother says life has disappointments. Daddy says sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. I say first grade is a flop. Yesterday was the first day of school and first grade. I now am in room 1. My new teacher is Mr. Scary. He made that name up, I believe. I am not even scared of him. Hardly. He's making us write in these dumb things, only I don't even know what to write. In class, I sit next to a girl named May. I do not actually care for that girl. Lucille's in my class too, and she said we are no longer friends. Lucille has 2 new friends. Their names are Camille and Chanel. Those girls are real-life twins. Lucille says we can't be friends anymore because my name does not rhyme with Camille, Chanel, and Lucille. And I can no longer sit on the bus with that Grace because she now sits with a girl named Bobby Jean Piper. That's not even the worst part. I might actually end up wearing glasses. Want to know more about me? Read JB First Grade at Last by Barbara Park.
Hello, boys and girls. Have you ever read a book about a fox wearing socks? Yes. Well, if you haven't after this, I bet you will. My name is Fox, and I am wearing socks. I'm here to talk to you about my book, Fox and Socks, by Dr. Seuss. This book is about a fox who meets this guy named Knox. Knox cannot rhyme as well as Fox and Socks can. Fox and Knox go on an adventure, this crazy adventure, and meet the Goo Goose. The Goo Goose is for chewy chewing. That's what that Goo Goose is doing. Do you choose to chew goo too, sir? If sir, you sir, choose to chew sir with the Goo Goose, sir, chew sir, do sir. Do you want to find out what happens to Knox? Well, you can find this book, Fox and Socks by Dr. Seuss, in this library. Hello, my name is Sheena B. Jones, and I'm here to tell you to read a book I'm in. It's called Sheena B. Jones is a Party Animal, and Barbara Park wrote it. The book starts out where I see one of my friends riding in a fancy car with her Nana. When I hop in the car, my friend gets mad at me because she was going to ask her Nana if she could have something. I wanted to make up with my friend, so she wanted me to spend the night at her house to see if I could convince her Nana to get her what she wanted. On the day that I go to my friend's house, I do something funny. I get a trash bag and put my clothes and stuffed elephant in it. Then I waited on the front porch for my friend. When we get to my friend's house, we make a mess in her room with feathers from a pillow. My friend's Nana got mad but didn't say anything. We had a lot of fun spending the night. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering what my friend wanted and if her Nana gets it for her. I'm going to tell you all a secret of a fun way to figure out those things. First, you come to the library. Then you find the book, Sheena B. Jones is a Party Animal, and check it out. Last, this is the fun part. You read it. It's a really, really good, extra, extra awesome, ultimately great book. I hope you enjoy it. I did. Bye.
Hello, kids. Today I'll be talking to you about a book called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Chew and Swallow is a small town where everything is normal except for the weather. It happens 3 times a day at breakfast, lunch, and supper. There is no grocery stores in Chew and Swallow because the food comes from the sky. One day the food gets out of hand and it comes a big storm. Giant food starts falling from the sky. A pancake covers the school and they have to cancel school because they can't get the pancake off. If you want to learn more about this book called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs by Judy Barrett, come to our library and check it out. Hope you have a great day.
Hi, boys and girls.
Do you see this?
Well, do you know what this is? This is a wocket, and this wocket likes to stay in my pocket. And there's actually a book about this wocket and all of his crazy friends. And it's called There's a Wocket in My Pocket. Some of his friends are nice, but some not so much. Like all those no-birds in the cupboards, they're good to have about, but that toothbrush on my toothbrush, him I could do without. Have any of you ever heard of these creatures? Have any of you ever had these creatures in your house?
No.
Well, if you have, you can read my book and figure out how to deal with them. In my book, all of these creatures live in my house, and some are fun to have around, but some, not so much. If you ever have the chance to read my book, you should really read it. It's a really good book. Now, some have weird places to live, like the gare under the chair, but I don't mind. So just come and read my book in this library. It's by Dr. Seuss, and it's called There's a Wocket in My Pocket. But be careful. You never know when there might be a wocket in your pocket.
Bonjour. That's hi in French. My name is Nancy, but most people call me Fancy Nancy. Do you like to be pretty or fancy?
Yes.
I'll bet some of you girls do. Well, if you do, I'll bet you'll like my book. It's called Fancy Nancy, Ooh La La, It's Beauty Day. Here's what it's about. My mom's birthday is the next day, and my dad's taking her out to a very posh restaurant, and I want her to look gorgeous. So I give her a spa treatment. I give her a face mask, manicure, pedicure, a snack, some makeup, and then a hairdo, which turned out to be a disaster. What will I do? To find out, you can read my book. You can check it out right here in the library. And here's what it is.
Have any of you heard of me? Hi, I'm Clifford. This is my friend Emily. She's my owner. I think she's really nice. Sometimes she calls me Clifford the Big Red Dog. See how much bigger I am than her? Well, I wasn't always this big. I used to be smaller than this ball. Now, it's too small for me. Now, I'm an outside dog, of course. Have any of you had soup before? I used to be so small, I took baths in those bowls you eat soup in. Emily is going to read you a little bit from my book. I love that sentence, my book. Anyway, here it is. Clifford, can you hold the book? Yes. Good. Hi, we are Clifford and Emily Elizabeth. Clifford is my dog. He's pretty big. Clifford wasn't always so big. When he was a puppy, he was very, very small. I had to be careful when I played with him. He was too small to fetch a ball. Poor little Clifford, he wanted to play with my toys. They were too big, but he liked the merry-go-round I made for him. To know more about this book, read Clifford's Puppy Days by Norman Bridwell.
Okay, first grade, did you enjoy hearing about some of the books we have in the library? Yeah! Thank you for being such good listeners today, and please don't forget to eat your llama beans.